I hope Batman makes a move. We're ready. I got him! He's in the zone grappled up! Find him! He went this way! Target's disappeared. He's up there somewhere. Keep looking. Hey, what happened to you? I got him! Bat! Target's moving! I need help here! We lost them! Start checking for men down! Hold on, I'll get you Start setting mines now!
Checking on man down. Cover me. Poor guy.
I'm picking up the signal again!
You need to wait.
Damn it! Signal's gone. He could be anywhere.
Look at all these guys. He's picking us off. We can't afford to lose any more men. Ah! Got him! We actually killed him!
Simulation complete.
Just a couple of weeks ago, and then there was also this interpretation that's fairly recent as well.
This is better than my last posting.
One of the stone carvings, rather, on Göbekli Tepe.
So do you want to have $1 million smile but need less than $1 million?
Simulation activated.
First is
I've been to war zones nicer than this city.
We lost him! Start checking for men down! He's standing around looking for us. Come on, buddy, wake up.
Why are you all here? Get back in the fight!
Hey, come on, I'll get you down.
I got him! By the kaboom!
Heading up! Track him! Coming for you, freak! Target gone! No excuses, we find him!
Someone cover me, I'm checking our wounded.
Where?
Get the car! I'm picking up a signal! Got him! He's in the dark!
Don't notice.
It's gone!
Watch my back, Watson.
Ah, fuck.
Simulation complete.
But for people who don't know the story, let's give them the bullet points. You used to work at Area 51. And Area 51...
Well, you know, we want to be accurate. Area S4.
S4. Okay.
It's about 15 miles south of it.
Okay. You worked in what would be, how would you describe it?
This is over, I'm retiring.
Within the Area 51 compound. You can call that a subsidiary.
And you got that job because before that you were working.
Simulation activated.
Before that, I had worked in Los Alamos.
Right. And
Business. I mean, that's
Wonder where I'd be now if the Arkham Knight hadn't found me.
how do they approach you to say, hey Bob, why don't you come on out to
I need help here!
at that time, it was 1980. I put an engine Anyway, here we go.
What's that? Hold on, I'll get you down. Got him! Batman, my location! Ah!
Damn it.
Simulation complete.
I got a letter initially. Went down for an interview probably a couple times, and it was down at EG&G Special Projects
Where the little baddies at?
at the Cairn Airport at that time, out in Los Angeles.
Did they give you any jobs?
Stay alert, everyone.
They said it was for. I can't remember exactly what they did. This is
Simulation activated.
something really. It's in a remote area.
You really think you can win, Batman? I know you better than you know yourself.
It was kind of not exactly a full-time job, but you might have to be out there.
Hey, what happened to you?
No, it really wasn't weird because people that work at the test site, anybody that's
What happened to him? How do I know? Maybe he fell.
Or maybe Batman got him. You think he's here? Could be. This is not good. Leave him. We need to look out for ourselves.
No, they didn't say anything about Area 50.
Anyone can choke a man when his back's turned, Batman. How about a real fight? 2-man teams. Sweep the area. Find him.
Oh, my shit.
Okay, standard battle protocol. Fan out, check your corner. Could be anywhere.
Keep it together. We want you afraid.
Damn, I definitely turned it on.
First day, really, I didn't
We lost him. Start checking for men down.
Son of a bitch, not again.
When I got that, heading up. Track him. Stay focused. Watch the blind spots.
Really just going through,
No!
What we can do here? Spread out.
Oh, God, no.
Matthew! Where are you? Above the restaurant. I'll shoot him down and see what happened.
We got another. We're losing control of this. Everybody fan out and stay strong. Still have it outnumbered.
This isn't like the drills. He's faster than I
I
thought.
can't tell you what to do.
Planting mine on vantage point.
Separate the day.
What's that? Get over here. I'll get him down and see what's wrong with him.
First thing I had, I came in there's this facility that had
We got a man down here. Someone check on him.
I've got a bat to kill.
normally we had pulled in
I'm gonna check on this guy. Let's be quick.
How'd he get another one?
He's making us look like idiots. This isn't good.
Hey,
What happened to you?
I'll shoot him down and see what happens.
There, walked by it, flags, and oh my god, this is playing multiple exhaustive stories. This is just an advanced.
Got another.
And
We're losing control of
there
this.
it is.
Everybody, fan out and stay sharp. We'll still have him outnumbered. This isn't like the drills. He's faster than I thought. Planting mine on vantage point. Matt got this guy earlier. I'll see if he's okay. Poor guy.
Son of a bitch, not again! When I get my hands on that freak, I'm gonna break his limbs one at a time. Not if I get there first. Hear that, Batman? I'm gonna destroy you.
Nothing we can do for him. Spread out. Get revenge.
You're a creature of habit, Batman. Let's see if you can break it. He's taking you home from the vantage point. Get him right on there now!
Away! After him!
This is a small reactor about the size of
Start using that mine layer quickly.
a metal
I'm gonna
plate.
mine the area. Signal's back. Seems the guy he took out is okay. Signal's gone. Damn it.
The only way to get it out
I'll
of
get him down and see what's wrong with him.
there's no machine.
Keep back. Climbing mine. Room clear. Good. Come on, keep moving. Climbing mine. Son of a bitch, not again. When I get my hands on that freak, I'm gonna... Oh, God! Mine is pushing. Working on the move. Move on my location.
So that,
So like,
yeah, you have that. Yeah. Quick vision. You can't get closer.
I'm picking up a signal here. Got noise everywhere. I'm searching for a lock-on. Damn it. Signal's gone. Could be anywhere. What happened? You're ready. I got him! Batman! Clear location! He's got it there! Damn! Eyes open. We'll get him next time. Checking on man down. Cover me. Where is he? Come on, buddy. Wake up! Don't know what hit me. It hurt. Get back in the fight. We're busy here. And drop some mines. Make it hard for him to move. I'm gonna mine the area. I'm gonna get this guy back on his feet. Where? On top of the ticket office. I'll cover you. I'll get you down from there. What the hell? Need a medic over here. Medic! What's your location? What's that? I don't know. Came from over there. Move! He's over there. Keep back. I lost him. Damn. Eyes open. Hey, get him next time. Who's that? Medic! We need a medic. Hold on, I'll get you down. Out of my way. Oh God, no. Medic! I need a medic! We actually killed him!
Simulation complete.
I got it.
All that possible as far as the actual thing that I was going to work on.
how did they turn it on?
The reactor?
Yeah.
The reactor can be turned on or turned off in a lot of different ways. The way Barry showed me, hemisphere. There's a small tower in the middle. When you put the hemisphere on, the reactor activates. The reactor shuts down. It's load sensing. So if there's overload on the reactor, you can consider it an electrical load. So, wiring that connects any of the subcomponents whatsoever. You just have to be in the units. It's not borderline mechanical. It's essentially electrical.
So there was no progress.
There was some progress. I mean, we identify, at least we think, some processes and had a rough idea, we think, of what was going on, but I think this is a problem that they've had for a long time. And, I was replacing somebody that Barry worked was some horrific accident that I didn't have a whole lot of information on, but Barry alluded to that.
Horrific accident. Like, someone died. Or
Yeah, where somebody died
because they're trying to tamper with things or figure out what those things were.
Yeah, the reactor in particular. Yeah, I think what they were trying to do was cut into one.
Oh,
Now they had more than one there, and that was supposedly there was an unannounced nuclear test, and that's what it was. At the time, remember, they were still doing underground nuclear tests at the test site. But from what I understand, according to Barry, there was an attempt made. Now this must have been a pretty desperate thing because it's not a scientific process to cut, analyze something that way. But it looked like they used a plasma cutter or something like that to cut into it. It's an operating reactor.
How many of these things did they have?
They had nine craft altogether. I
When they
only
said
got
there was a
hands-on
job going to have
with
fun
one
with you
of them.
guys, man, they had to turn people away.
They-
There was a line around the block, guys lining up to get a
At one time, and only one time, the bay doors see all the way through.
You ain't never hitting me.
Were the odds not?
Yep.
They were all.
right here, man.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the
No, they want to get in the
I'll destroy you. You can't touch Get ready to die, man. Keep them coming, Batman.
see this from
Nah, shit.
current time has the ability to create.
We still don't.
I think he's
What
dead.
is your lifeline
Hey,
from them?
who wants to
How
buy a
everything
bat
changes?
suit?
'Cause I would imagine the moment you actually make contact with something that's extraterrestrial, as an object, something where you can actually absolutely be certain it's not from here, your whole paradigm, the whole world you live in, is now a different place.
Well, this is the only time it became exciting. The rest of the time, it was really an ominous feeling. But at that time, it was exciting. I mean, this was. Now I knew we were in absolute.
Which arm you want us to break
on the
first?
cutting edge of science, and I was so absolutely excited. This was a fantastic opportunity.
Don't even think about running for it. I'll break your ankles.
Short order began to concern me. We really have
You're too easy. Knock him out. Nice throw. Is that supposed to hurt? Coming through.
Help me, Batman! No idea how the physics operate. Power levels are astronomical.
Batman,
Incredibly dangerous.
God, it's really you.
I need you to stay calm and concentrate.
In some respects, we're
Firefly
getting
was the arsonist your crew has spent the last few weeks tracking.
Firefly?
As far as
Sure?
I haven't seen police records, but I suspect there was never a sign of forced entry.
State-of-the-art alarm systems, automated response, it was always neutralized. Whoever it was, they were one step ahead of us the whole time. Even had the chief spooked. found them?
Don't worry, I'll find the chief. A GCPD officer
little
is en route
baddies
to
at?
pick you up.
It's kind of in there. Well, all three are just together as much information as possible. Find out how it operates and duplicate it. So I was
Never
really
told you where it was from. Ask questions.
well, yeah. The information I read in the briefings was accurate. What you have to say is the information that obtained directly from the actor was accurate. What I read.
Now, I've seen a couple of prison rides like that, but this is way better.
Reality. In terms of how it was, how it operated, the materials that you turned on and discovered.
Can you believe it? I was in Blackgate, the Asylum, Arkham City. Never seen Batman. Not once. Just lucky, I guess.
Are there credit card perks for pizza? To all those simply questioning, where do I go with all these questions? We've got your back. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Let's go. I'm not impressed. Let's smoke. I'm at for like an empress.
How they obtained that, I haven't the slightest idea. But it wasn't just from the Zeta Reticuli sources. It was what they call CR3. It's a third planet. So there was no other information about really that's supposed to be.
It's confirmed. Ryder spotted in the cauldron. Falcon 5 out.
Actor. Now I think that stuff up on home. And Zeta Reticuli is a binary star. Two stars that orbit and it's only visible in the southern hemisphere. Literally only
The Arkham Knight's just some tough guy with a bunch of soldiers for hire at his back. Two-Face, Riddler, hell, even Penguin. Now they own this town. They always will.
right, or be able to trace it down. Zeta Reticuli, so they knew
When
what
you
they made.
read Zeta Reticuli, you're like, what in the fuck is this?
Well, reading all of the stuff, it was what
Right.
the fuck is that?
You're like, why did I sign up for this? Like, what?
No, it would. To me, this was cool. This
Right.
was interesting. I was just excited to be out in a secure area, in the middle of the desert. I said,
Right.
this is awesome. I
How
love
old are
it,
you at the time?
I guess I was in my 20s.
Yeah, so you probably totally geeked out.
Oh yeah, this was great. I mean, I was excited. I didn't care. I was reading through everything, and
So
yeah,
you read through all the Zeta Reticuli thing, but then when you see the actual starship with the little American flag sticker on it,
well, that was
is that later or before?
that was before.
So before. So you see the thing before, and you say, oh, this is
Wait,
American.
was that before?
Hard so many years.
Yeah, I can't.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
The days have fused together. It's so hard to separate what happened in each visit. To
Do you
the
remember
place.
the thought process when you read that it's from Zeta Reticuli?
Yeah, it didn't hit me like a ton of bricks or anything. It's just like, yeah, okay. And,
You think it was bullshit?
I don't know.
You just were
I
like,
don't. Now I don't. I mean, because when I read it,
The militia have an explosive in Drescher. Time to defuse it.
They'll be fighting back hard to protect their bombs, sir.
That thing will flatten us!
knew there was a fuel source in it, and they were proficient at making it work. And again, my analogy to something like this is you can drop a motorcycle off in the wagon train days and just leave it with the keys parked outside, somebody's place. Everybody will come around it and they'll poke and prod, and eventually...
A militia checkpoint stationed near Perdition Bridge. Not anymore.
This new Hoffman.
They won't be able to understand what the hell's going on. They won't be able to make the plastic fender, much less anything.
Fireflies attacked the Otisburg fire station. He won't get away this time.
So they told you about this stuff in 1982?
Yeah, well, we kind of...
What year was this?
It was 88 and 89 when I was there.
Okay.
82 is when
82
I
was
was
when
at Los Alamos.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So 88, 89, they told you about this stuff. So this was not like...
No, they didn't tell me about it. That's one of the things that this group came up with. The
They scarecrow lecture us all night? Nightwing's in town? I left Bloodhaven to get away from that punk. Control, it's Falcon 5. I'm seeing a riot in progress. Cauldron District, over. Arkham Knight? Why Arkham Knight? I thought they shut that place down.
Maybe it's a political thing. You know, like he's campaigning to have them reopen the joint or something like that.
Element 115, the fuel they had was stable. In other words, it didn't decay, it wasn't emitting radioactivity. When they synthesized the 2 or 3 atoms.
The Bat's used to fighting street
It
punks.
did decay.
He's never faced trained soldiers like us before.
Kind of 2 different things, but this is kind of typical. Elements always have, pretty much always have, stable isotopes and unstable isotopes. Cesium has like 30 unstable isotopes to it.
What do you make of the guy running the show? Arkham Knight. Look out! It's the Bat!
It's stable. It's not radioactive. But there's also other
Stop fucking wasting this one, Batman!
But tritium is radioactive. Now they're all hydrogen, but they just have different amounts of neutrons. So it's the
That's
same
what happens
thing
when you take
other
out
elements
one
than element 115. Depending on the amount of neutrons it has, version.
State-of-the-art tech, gentlemen. You won't know what's hidden.
Well, everything would be possible. On only one occasion, and this was important because where the reactor sat might have been critical to how it operated, since everything operates without any connection.
Batman's ammo won't even scratch the paint job on those things. He's screwed.
So what do you
It's a very ominous feeling. Because there are no members of my
No one knows.
There was almost nothing other than a small foldable hatch that recognized everything was really unfolding.
So, inside was it's designed smaller.
Yeah, you can't really stand up.
How tall are you?
Yeah, I mean, the seats were small too. I mean, obviously it was made for something small. But there is no, there's nothing else in there. There's just seats, the reactor, and some of the subcomponents. There's no control panels. There's no bathroom. There's no decorative components or artwork or anything that you would recognize or trim. I mean, it's just a very bare bones thing.
You're not seeing any screens.
Well, there are archways around it that are part of the superstructure, and one of the archways can become transparent. When I was in there, there was another group working on one of the archways, and you could call that a screen, more or less.
So through that archway, it would maintain the solidity, the solid, whatever metal it was.
Yeah.
But you could see
Yeah, it
through
just became transparent. Yeah. I saw that happen once or twice before I left.
Did you ask him questions about what the fuck?
No,
that
there's
was?
no asking
There's
questions.
no asking questions.
No.
But when you watch something become transparent and you realize it's still there, but you can now see through it.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's not that impressive. We do have some liquid crystal materials that are like that. You know, they have,
seen that in
smart
bathrooms.
glass. Yeah, they call it smart glass. So this is just, and I don't know if the craft is made of, advanced metal or a ceramic. It's cold to the touch. I would towards a metal.
You're not allowed to ask questions.
No, they work on the buddy system, so I can only exchange ideas and then talk to Barry. Now this really interferes with science, because science is based on free discussion, and ideally you get a bunch of guys together to exchange ideas, work on problems, and that's how things move forward. But they're so over the top concerned about security, they split everything up, and everybody becomes stagnant. It just destroys any of the progress you can make, or at least it goes so slow. I think they wind up shooting themselves in the foot.
Which is probably why they arrived at the bottleneck.
I think that was an act of desperation. I think they wanted someone that thinks out of the box and like, let's just give this guy a try here. Because they weren't, they might have done it 4 more times since, up to the point. Assuming they're still working on this thing.
And when you see this craft and you're inside, was there any indication that there was an area.
Knight gave me a second chance.
Control it.
I'm not gonna
Pilot,
fail him.
was there a pilot seat? Was there?
There were 3 seats. They sat around, the reactor was in the dead center of it, and then equidistant around it. And that's all. There was a large, they're not console, large object, also space
It's actually dead!
Damn it.
around the center. There's nothing on it, but light and no control.
The same color, the same.
Everything
thing.
is the same.
Eyes
It's
on
all
the
different.
sky now.
Right. And directly underneath them, there's 3 levels in the craft. The main level is what we're talking about. Directly under that, those are the gravity amplifiers. They're rectangular objects. Underneath them are the gravity emitters that look like, for lack of a better word, a trash can hanging on a pipe. 3 of those. And then the top layer, this is just my personal belief, I think that has to do with a navigation or their version of a computer with some planar panels, sensor panels around the craft that we would call portholes, but they're
Why'd we bring all these civvies out on the
I
off?
think that just
That little
depends.
guy, the Brit, wild cards,
positions in
all of
space.
them.
But I physically was in the center section, and I stuck my torso in the bottom section and hung upside down so I could see how the gravity amplifiers were positioned.
What is roughly the size of this thing?
It's I don't remember from being there, but after all this stuff was over, John Andrews, the guy from the Western World, he sat down and tried to figure
My
out
favorite
from what
ride
I
was Southern
saw
Blackgate, but this is top 3.
and
Easy.
sizes of things, and we came up with 52
So
I think that's
fairly
yeah. I think that's reasonable.
My skin's still crawling, guys. Next time one of you gets the brave Scarecrow.
How are they
What's the
different?
matter? Scared of his
Oh,
mask?
they
It's
looked
Halloween,
completely.
remember?
One looked like
It's not a mask.
Jello mold.
What? That?
It looked like a classic Jello mold.
That's his face.
Rippled sides to it.
Yeah.
One was a very flat
That to
disc.
himself, too.
Like like a straw hat or something like that. That was sitting up on its edge, and the thin part of it it looked like a projectile had been fired through the edge of it. So I don't know if they
When
were
most people
attempting
go into the knife,
to
they
see if
want to
the
look
metal
prettier.
could be
Should he
penetrated,
be dead?
or if
Guy
something,
looks
or
like
if
they dug him up.
where the
It's a
thing
trick.
came from,
All
shot
plastic
down.
surgery.
That was the only one where I saw there was,
think?
actual physical damage to it.
And that one was roughly the same size. They're all.
They were kind of too far away to tell.
And there was several teams that were working on the propulsion system, so there was different teams that were working on these different aircrafts?
I don't
You don't
know.
know.
I could only assume.
Right. Now, when you're sitting in this thing and you're looking at this otherworldly craft, your goal is to try to figure out how this thing functions. Your goal is to try to figure out how this reactor. I mean, you would imagine they would give you more time because you weren't there to check it out.
Oh, it wasn't one day. Yeah, I mean,
Something's
Harry
changed.
was there.
Scarecrow's getting scarier. Like he's looking for it. Let him go.
One of Buckley's. So I think 3 weeks on, 1 week off. You stay up there. So,
Ivy,
yeah,
I've found a way to track the root systems beneath Gotham.
Follow the routes. They'll take you where you need to go.
yeah.
Break her free, Batman. I can feel her, Batman. Get closer.
Come out.
Keep searching. She's waking from a long sleep.
So much
You must get closer. I can make her grow, Batman, but you need to wake her up.
Well, we didn't personally make them.
I hear her crying, trapped.
You would call our supervisor. And
Yes, she's calling louder.
he would have said,
You're too far away. she's waking from a long sleep.
Object.
Sure, I mean, the thing was, with anything, they're trying to analyze it. And all we did is try and
She's getting further away. Turn around.
it violated a lot of what we thought was impossible.
I hear her, crying, trapped.
Always makes the picture.
You found her, but she's trapped.
Even the headphones you're wearing, anything that takes power, some of that power. Yes, it is. Because back then, infrared camera, and never got what the load was on the reactor. It never got above 80, which is impossible. I mean, pulling out huge amounts of power and nothing gets worse.
Ivy!
They're attacking my plant. Protect her.
Keep firing! Bring it down!
Yes, sir. Establish a perimeter. No one gets on this roof.
I can make her bark harder than steel, but I need time.
I'll protect
Really
it.
spend all our time trying to see what the stuff can do. What we can do.
Hold them off.
Oh, not really. We really can only use a...
Keep them away.
No, I can't say we really... That I have safety.
I need more time.
Come on, Batman, hit me.
How did you know at all how they were fighting? Some
Keep fighting.
Dare you.
having these
Predictable, Batman!
Protect her, Batman. Just a little longer.
That's it.
I was out there for one test. Right, in fact, I was with Barry in the lab. And
Why has
Dennis
everything
came
gone
in and
dark?
said, we're
Are
about
we
to run a test.
dying?
Why don't you guys come out?
Better not be
Of course,
dying.
I think he said, Barry, why don't you come out here and bring Bob with you? We went out there, and the craft was already outside the hangar and was just preparing to lift off. Now, they were in communication with somebody in the craft.
So there was a person in the craft.
Yeah, there was certainly a person in there. Now, it's not a comfortable place to be in because it's small, so the guy has to be sitting on the floor in the middle.
She will die unless you stop them.
Yeah, that was...
Hold them off. Ah! Keep them away. I need more time. Keep fighting, Batman. Protect her, Batman. Just a little longer. Not long now.
The craft itself, they communicated with a regular, because I saw the guy talking, regular VHF radio to the person in the craft. And I even saw the frequency.
It's done. She's fully mature. She should be strong enough to neutralize Scarecrow's toxin.
Let's hope we don't need to find out. Stay in the gardens, Ivy. I'll let you know if the situation changes. Alfred, tell me you've found the cloudburst.
The radio waves.
I wish I could, sir, but I'm encountering rather a lot of interference. No doubt a deliberate attempt to disguise their
the way they
movements.
operated.
Run a full analysis of the Arkham Knight's forces.
Of course, sir, but I'll need some time.
Upload the data to the Bat computer in the movie studios when you're
Well,
ready.
Yes, sir.
really
In the
have to look
meantime,
at the
there are
way that
numerous
it's
open cases yet to be investigated.
The reactor's in the center, and there's a waveguide that goes up to the top. It's actually a small appendage that sticks out of the top of the craft, and it produces a heart-shaped gravitational.
You ever wonder if this whole thing...
Now, if the craft is sitting in the air, and you walk underneath it and look up, you actually cannot see the craft. The light bends around it. You're bending gravity bends light. It bends radio waves. It's it shouldn't be possible to communicate with a craft that has an envelope around it that's distorting all
Alfred,
kinds of
I'm
energy.
heading to the movie studios. Prepare the analysis of the Arkham Knight's stronghold on Founders Island. It's time we took the fight to them.
Yeah.
Very well, Sam. The Lion's Den
So
awaits.
this thing gets up, it just does some very... and did they discuss this with you? I mean, they said they wanted you to see it.
No, they just wanted, no, they didn't discuss anything.
I can't believe Bats
sat
working
down,
with
we looked around for a bit.
He brainwashed me at the asylum, and I still can't walk on grass without feeling guilty.
Fast forward to some months later, I did have the test flights get up the craft. Now, they had times that had designated high-performance tests. This obviously wasn't one that was a high-performance test. The high-performance test goes above the mountain.
Come back to the orphanage, Batman. I'm waiting. And for all my many virtues, I am not a patient man.
But they were doing some radical moves with it. And since I had the test flights statistically,
Open.
Robin's down there right
The
now,
amount
planning
of
his
traffic
life with
around the
Barbara.
area,
Probably thinking of names for all the
lowest
little
on
rug
Wednesday,
bats they'll
and
have.
that's why Denny
What a
told
lucky
us
boy.
all the test flights.
Sir, how are you going to tell Master Drake about Barbara? He'll be
This is
devastated.
for-
He could do something dangerous.
I'm not. Not yet. I need him focused on the cure.
Sir, it was bad enough keeping Miss Gordon's
Yeah, I
abduction
think
a
that
secret.
occurred
But this?
after
It's
my
wrong.
story came out.
We have to make sacrifices, Alfred.
Consider those sacrifices wisely, sir. If he finds out she's gone and you didn't tell him, you will lose him forever.
I think all that occurred long after that I came out.
So, you're working there. While you're working there, you're under...
Good to see you,
You would get
guessing this
phone
isn't a
calls,
social call.
you'd have to go
Is it as bad as it sounds out there?
airport
Worse.
at 11 p.m.
But nothing you can't handle,
Your
right?
wife started thinking that you were having an affair.
You promised you'd
Yeah,
let me out of here.
apparently so.
What'll my wife
Now, I did give my
How many more
permission
tests can you possibly do?
as part of the...
Sir, the long-range scanners have not been able to locate the cloudburst.
I
Deploy
did
the Batwing and run a low-level
the
thermal
phone's
scan.
monitored,
We
things
can't,
like
sir.
that. They weren't
Founders Island is
over
protected
stuff.
by 2 radar towers connected to a long-range
With any
missile
secret
launcher.
clearance,
You won't be able to get the Batwing or indeed the Batmobile anywhere near there.
Secret clearance.
I can destroy the
Single
radar
target
towers on
friends
foot, if we can just find a way to disable the
and
drones
places you can
protecting
make
them.
sure you're not gonna
Well,
get
there
far
is
from
one
it.
possibility.
Monitoring
I've
your phone
identified a
is
special
nothing.
drone that appears to be
However,
acting as a relay
they
hub managing all
insisted that-
communications.
If I can get my hands on that drone, there's a chance we can reverse engineer the security protocols and give me a window to take out those radar towers.
Dark.
A chance,
And
perhaps,
didn't know the
sir.
phone was being
But it sounds dangerous.
Well-
Too dangerous.
Part
It's
of
the only
security
way.
clearance
I'll keep you updated.
is that not only do you not have any connections to foreign countries,
Still haven't heard from Barbara.
but you have
Trust
to have
me,
a
Robin.
home
She's
life,
fine.
too.
I need you to focus on the
Started having
cure.
an affair
You don't have to
with
do this on
flight
your own,
instructor.
Bruce.
Now,
I can
they
help
were
you.
monitoring
It's
my
under
phone.
control.
They knew
We need that
what
antidote.
We're getting
They
there.
stopped
It won't be
me
long now.
coming in. And
Look,
their
if you need
attitude
help, you know where to
was,
find me.
We need to see how this is going to play out, and if Lazar's going to get a little weird or anything. So let's just, hold him off from coming in, and see what happens.
I thought for sure you were going to tell him. Come clean like you did with Gordon. But you realized, why break him now?
And I started getting a little concerned, going, well, shit, are they booting me out of the project? And if so, they're not just gonna let me hang out at home.
Oh, when we can crush him later. It's classic. So, I've been rooting around in this bat-infested cave of a mind, and it seems like you actually believe this cure nonsense. Huh? Oh, Bruce, forget about the cure. You just concentrate on taking out the Arkham Knight. It'll be your swan song. The last good thing you'll ever do.
Falcon 5 to control. We're tracking rioters on Bleak Island. Over.
Yeah, but remember, this is in the dark in the 80s with a big monster size camcorder. Not right, yeah, well, George Knapp. I have cash. How old is my
Valdez worked on a job, came time to pay in the crew, and Two-Face flips a coin, tosses their cut over the Mercy Bridge. Can't do that. Still, might be worth the risk. This might be our lucky night.
If I can get hold of the communications chip inside that relay drone, I may be able to find a way to deactivate them. The relay chip will allow me to temporarily blind the drones. That should give me enough time to take out the 2 radar towers.
From the very beginning, Bob never said, I have proof of my story and I'm going to tell the world. He said at the very beginning, I cannot prove my story. That's not why I'm telling this. George got to tell people, live to it. I didn't believe it either until I talked with George.
Okay, so you film this transformer, one transformer, and then you can call.
Actually, it's because
I need to destroy the radar before the drone comes back
I went
online.
out there the first time. Everybody saw it, everybody was amazed. It's some kind of everybody had a lot to say about it.
Maneuvers that I've seen.
Although this place is supposed to be covered in rear gas by now.
That's the first radar tower dealt with.
All units, we've lost radar coverage in Sector 1. Probable malfunction. I'm assigning tech now. Relay that order. It was Batman. Radar Tower B, prepare yourselves. Alpha target incoming.
Filming, so it doesn't have all of it on.
Her plan will not save this wretched city. Gotham citizens will see their beloved home forever destroyed.
You're essentially separated from reality. As crazy as that sounds, with being in case.
Look at all the construction work. No economic downturn here. It's Batman!
some reason, we started talking. Like, well, I
saw a body chained to the wall earlier. This town's better off covered in gas. You heard what the knight said. The bat's coming. Lock and load. Let's see if he's as good as they say. Are the sentries online? Affirmative. Can't lose this radar. It's the only thing stopping him from bringing that tank of his onto this island.
Fall on the ground. And unbeknownst to us, now it's pitch black. You can't see your hand in front of your face.
We do this right, we're in good with the knight.
Right out there, and they might be like here to the wall, looking at us. Listen, the guy dropped it, and the scope rolled over to us.
I hope the bat does show. I want to scalp the son of a
all these
bitch.
guys are there, so it was, yeah. So we did incredibly caught as we should have. So
Can't believe he got out of those airships alive. We had
I
some
went
good
in for
men up there.
debrief. The following day, I went to Indian Springs Air Force Base. It's kind of a fun base. It used to be.
Stay alert, man. We can't afford to switch off.
And this is when they brought out the transcript of the phone call with my wife.
We do this right,
And
we're in good with the
they
knight.
sat me down and they said, you know, when the men keep the secret, the men crap. They're just being sarcastic. Right?
I hope the bat
And then
does
they
show.
got really
I want to scalp the son of a
but
bitch.
this is where they, took the transcript out and were reading to me what my wife.
Perimeter breach! It's Batman! That was nothing!
I don't know why. I'm not sure they did let me go.
You can't hurt me! I'll crush you!
Yeah, now I know.
Take your back! Get back in the car! I thought you were meant to be good! You can't hurt
Oh, Bruce. I know how you feel about this Arkham Waterbat. The same way I feel about those cheap Joker knockoffs you've got at the movie studios.
I'm leaving out a lot of stuff.
There can only be one Joker, Bats, and it's me. I mean, you.
I can use the remote hacking device to temporarily blind the sentry gun.
Massacre the lot of them and purify the Joker gene pool.
No, I'm thinking about the one. Well, I don't know.
What is the problem?
I don't want to get myself into more trouble by admitting something.
I don't know any others. Damn. Knight said she'd take our side.
It's on Netflix. I've always loved
Batman. I'm not afraid of Batman. He can drop out of the sky or drive up in his tank right now, and I drop him like that. Wouldn't even blink. Hear that, Batman?
Alfred, I've dealt with the radar.
Now there's just the trivial matter of the long-range missile launcher. Once it's been taken care of, I can deploy the Batwing to scan for the cloudburst.
I'm heading there now.
I mean, it's no joke. We've had people who can't follow.
We've lost the second radar.
We
bypassed the sentry guns. How is that possible? Just keep the missile launcher in play. I control these skies.
You're crazy. The Knight wouldn't do that to us. I'm serious, man. Think about it. If Ace had blown at full capacity, there'd be no hiding from the gas. We're Plan freaking B.
schizophrenic.
Put it like that. I want to be playing. Both radars are down. He's coming for us. He's used to fighting straight punks. They're scared.
I'm not. Don't underestimate him. So the night keeps telling us. You're all giving the bat too much respect. You think he lasted this long on luck? Yeah, and it's about to run out.
Bob's story in the correct light after the triggers. At some point, we should just touch upon that. The biggest thing that
Man, this gun is sweet. They get the cash for this gear.
there's a glitch in the radar.
Got him! Batman! Grappled up! Find him!
I was I got that. He saw it. Other pilots saw it. It's a big thing that's going on.
Hey! Batman! I'm picking up the signal again!
Cubes. Sphere of force. These are not aerodynamic.
I've lost the signal!
9/11. Suspects are not radar, individuals, big numbers. Go down so we can consider your story.
You think we scared him off? Don't count on it. He's still out there somewhere. Well, if he shows up again, I'll blow his brains out.
That program was called ATIP, Advanced Aerospace. It was called ALSAT. That's announced the New York Times last year. ALSAT is an acronym. ALSAT, Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications. It's the mother program. So they've admitted we didn't stop studying this in 1969 project. We don't think it's crazy. We actually want to reverse engineer the technology. That's why on another show.
I'm gonna check on this guy. What's that? He's over there! Come on!
Gamma 4 status. Gamma 4, do you copy? Sir, he's going for the defense shield.
And they changed the name to Anomalous.
No, that's kind of a misnomer.
The armor on the missile launcher is too thick for me to penetrate. I need something with a little more punch. It's being protected by a defense shield. I can lower it in the control room.
Anomalous Aerospace Threats, AAT. Right? My point is, all of it, if people don't know this now and they think this stuff is fantasy, this part that we're studying it, taking it seriously, we're spending money on it, and that we're getting data, visual patterns to radar. That's why we know it's aerospace that we're up to 80,000 feet. But guess what? That's the top slope of the Spy 1 radar is 80,000 feet. So the radar system they were using was coming from above them. So my point is this. If you don't understand that this is happening, you're just behind the curve because you don't have the information. You're mistaken. You're talking. I saw you get totally upset with UFO talking. I met you first when you get totally upset with UFO talking.
I'll stay in the control room and bring the car in remotely. I can't let the militia get in here and re-enable the defenses.
You know, the Jordan questions everything. I can see how...
Alfred, I need you to lower the bridges.
Of course, sir. I see you're making full use of the Batmobile's remote guidance system.
Sir, Batman's lowering all 3 bridges into Founders Island. He's bringing the car to destroy the missile launcher. Deploy Strike Team Delta to target location now. Yes, sir. What about the Batmobile? Activate the Cobra Squadron. Run it into the ground. Cobra offline. I've got support nearby. I'm sending it in. lost him, sir. Nothing here.
Our time will come. We'll drag his corpse to these streets.
Cobra tank down. Holding formation.
What's Delta status, Sergeant?
Inbound, sir. About 2 clicks south of target location. We've lost one. Programming Cobra to respond. We know where you are, Batman. You're not getting out of that control room alive. Confirmed hit. Drone offline. Sending a Cobra to support. Sir, I don't think 5 tanks was enough. Drone was unable to acquire the target.
Resume normal patrol, Commander.
Sir. He wiped out the drone unit in Drescher. Strike Team Delta deployed. They're heading to target location.
You're trapped, Dark Knight. You put up a good fight, but now you lose.
Time to take out the missile launcher.
I will give you one chance, Poison Ivy. Just one. Do not side with Batman for the sake of a few blades of grass.
Rooftop's clear. Target's in the control room. Moving into secure.
Hold off, Lieutenant. He's mine.
You got me. Okay, I give up.
Where'd he go?
Raise the defense shields. Keep all access points covered.
Oh, seriously? He heard you boys coming from a mile away. Those pointy ears aren't just for show, you know.
Sir, the launcher is secure. As long as we control the skies, he'll never find it.
Who are you?
Not yet, Dark Knight.
you have a name.
I don't, sir. Of the few Arkham Asylum patients who weren't recaptured and sent to Arkham City, none appear capable of organizing and leading such an assault.
He's not a ghost, Alfred. He's got training and a grudge. Widen the search to include anyone ever committed to Arkham because of me.
Sir?
You heard me.
That's a great many individuals, sir.
I know, Alfred. I'm trusting you to narrow it down.
Is that private industry? So this guy's an admiral, and he says, I found out about your SAP, your Special Access Program. I need to know about it. And he's going to a private part of industry, and he is denied access. And he says, I should be running this program. And he refuses to deny. So I think the takeaway here is, check it out. I'm telling you that is an
what?
actual, that is a
Thought I had it high enough.
I don't know. So he's a scientist and an admiral.
You think you can outwit me? You think I'm just like all the others?
No, he's not. He was the guy. Yeah, he used to own it. There's a new owner, and
Alfred, the Arkham Knight's missile launcher is destroyed. I'm calling in the Batwing to start searching for the cloudburst. Upload the results to the clock tower once it's complete.
Okay, now we're done playing soldiers. Let's have some real fun. We'll take turns. You do a little bit of, I don't know, crime scene investigating, or some of Riddler's OC delightful scavenger hunt, and I'll do some hit and runs in the Batmobile. I promise, I'll have control of your body right back when my turn's done.
Yeah, it's really what it is. Doing that. I mean, I didn't have any. George uncovered is probably accurate. That we try and do what we can.
Alfred, there's an explosive located in Riker Heights.
They'll send reinforcements, sir. Good luck.
Science catch up. A decade later, let's take the project out again and see. All right, now where do we go?
Beginning hack in 3, 2.
Oh yeah.
Trent inbound, sir. Quite a number of them.
Multiple units engaging. He doesn't get away.
No. A lot of that is I think that's how they. Yeah, I think that's how they.
Thrown down.
I think
Confirm multiple hits. Over.
So.
Got him. Lost the Rattler.
No, but something must have been.
Alpha targets hit a drone. Rattler down.
Just left the scene in my mind. I think at least one of them was part of an archaeological.
You're too far away, sir. They'll detonate the device.
Some people had some of them involved.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
I'm not sure what the militia will rule the loss of, or, sir, that bomb, or such a large number of tanks.
Well, Joe's newspaper at home does. I mean, they said it on that first day.
The militia have an explosive in Drescher. Time to defuse it.
They'll be fighting back hard to protect their bombs, sir.
It's just kind of Admiral Wilson, and there's a lot more coming out. Now, I want to be clear. George didn't put this out. He didn't leak this secondly, this is, I can tell you how I
recorded this conversation.
So this was an employee of Robert Bigelow.
This is in 2002.
Right. Do you remember when he had that government contract called Mossap the world all knows about now, and he needed to study the ranch? That $22 million everybody was saying was for $22 million was for OSAP.
What's Ivy doing working with
Congress, two congressmen, right? And
Hack initiated, sir. Enemy forces incoming, sir. Expect stiff resistance.
Alpha target spotted in pressure.
Probably do.
Target hit a drone. Armor still intact.
Program. This is what other programs will get. And really, it was
Diamondback down.
All was expired.
Strikes on multiple friendlies.
Ace in the sky. Right, yeah.
Dragon down.
Hired by the government, right?
Drone's been hit. It's still in the fight.
Whatever. Then we have
Dragon offline.
this document. One of them now come forward.
Multiple units offline. Batman just took out a Diamondback.
That's the declaration.
Mamba down. Alpha target just hit a Diamondback. Armor breached. Dragon's been taken out. I got him.
Damn.
Let's have a record of it. And I don't remember what
You're finished, and Gotham's finished too.
George wanted to air it, and he said, you know, you make the call on it, and look, if at any point you change your mind, we will air it. And it came down to the day George wanted to put it on the 5 o'clock news. He said, hey, this is important stuff, people have to know about it. And I thought it was too. I thought it's kind of a crime. I know you got to keep the technology secret, but you can't not tell everybody that this stuff is going on. That we have
Hack initiated, sir. Enemy forces incoming, sir. Expect stiff resistance.
You got him. Sir, I'm engaging.
Eric.
Lost the Mamba drone. Diamondback offline.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
Controlled explosion successful, sir. The militia have lost their bomb.
Protect these bombs, Sergeant!
Why do you think that they're not telling us that our government...
The militia have explosives deployed around the city. Time to hunt them down.
Tucked away in the mountain. I just want you guys to know about it. There's battles on tonight. Who do you think's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Ivy and the Bat, best friends working together. That'll last.
Absolutely not knowing what to tell people because you don't really understand it yourself, even though you've got
What do you say? You want to run a government? You want to get people to pay their taxes?
But there's something else.
Yeah.
Because,
What do you say?
So you have these objects flying with impunity, right? And but you have something else.
Well, not only that, what can you say? Like, how much do you really know?
I think it's mainly the technology. They just want to keep the technology secret because if there's,
whoever gets this wins, dude.
Yeah,
They win.
you control the where you literally become invincible once you master the technology. You cannot penetrate a field like that. So imagine I know it's all science fiction, but science fiction turns into science fact. If you have real force fields around aircraft and battleships, you win. You win. You can force your will upon anybody. And like I said, there's so much more to the story. When I was first there were Russian scientists at S4. This was early on in the project.
So this was before Operation Paperclip became public as well, right? So
I would imagine.
that was.
I don't know what the dates were.
Yeah, when was that?
When did that? Was that
98, I think.
98?
Yeah, I don't know the dates on it.
So it's roughly 10 years later, Operation Paperclip becomes Freedom of Information Act.
We're talking about Russia, not Germany. He's talking about Russian scientists.
Yeah, but I mean, Russian scientists, a lot of them came from Germany. A lot of those rocket scientists that work with NASA, they all came from Nazi scientists.
Got it.
So some Russians got some of them.
I just know at some point there was intense
collaboration
cooperation
with Russia.
I mean, even exchanging some ideas on nuclear weapons and EMP tests and stuff like things we would never have discussed with them. But at the same time, it was in the late 80s. They were involved and actually in the area at S4 with us.
So
And
you got to communicate with these guys, or you saw them?
no, I knew they were there. Barry would talk about the commies that were there.
The commies.
Yeah, the commies. And
that was back when they were the commies. Right? It
yeah,
was the
yeah,
Cold
they
War.
were real commies. At some point, it wasn't our group, but at some point there was a big, and this did not happen when I was there. It happened in between my trips to there. And after that, apparently they decided it was just too cool to share with anybody, and the Russians were never allowed back on the base after that.
But you don't know what that's going
No, like I said, it wasn't my group. So one of the other groups really found out something. But in typical American fashion, it was all right. This is ours. You guys get the hell out of here.
Was there any inkling that any other government had something similar?
No, nothing that I had heard.
See, that was the thing that always freaked me out, was why, if something was so superior to human beings, it's almost like visiting an ant colony. Like, why would you go to the queen? I don't give a fuck who the queen is. I'm a human. I'm so superior to you ants. I don't care who you have running your hive. I'm just going to study it.
I think it's who got it.
Who got it?
Look at the, rocket technology in Germany.
But they got 9 of them?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either. So they were either in the same area, or one had clues to where others were. I mean, I don't know. You have to fill that in there, but you're right. I mean, 9 of them. That's a big dig if it was archaeological.
Well, one of the more recent sightings and these discussions that have been coming out recently from Air Force pilots and Navy pilots, they've been talking about things happening in the ocean, and that something literally goes into the water, or something maybe below the surface of the water.
The 2004 Tic Tac Nimitz case. So that's when George Knapp and I broke on the radio twice before the New York Times. So I know this one really well. Commander Fravor and those pilots. There was a disturbance on the surface of the water. Commander Fravor visually saw what looked like similar to a cross, some object. So it's like as if you have some coral under the water and you've got its breaking over. The Tic Tac is doing this crazy maneuver that defies. It's a gravity-propelled system.
They saw it in the sky before they saw it in the water, right?
Yeah, so there were radar that was picking these things coming down from 80,000 feet, dropping to 50 feet in less than a second.
This is it.
The militia have a watchtower stationed on top of an abandoned building in Otisburg. I'll take them out.
Another pilot. This one is really Bob's story. People crash. Not only does it
Come back to the orphanage, Batman. Both Catwoman and myself are eager to continue with tonight's festivities.
For days, if not stationary. Found it 11 hours.
This'll protect you.
Very small part. This object was not alone. And so, hopefully that information comes out.
What now? I thought this stuff was supposed to work.
But that's
He won't touch you after this.
Ready to get fried?
Not so tough now, are you?
Commander Fravor was the F-18 pilot. And it wasn't just, I got a and it wasn't just radar. Fravor had eyes on it for 45 minutes.
I think they'll be grateful when you're dead. They got a black cloud lifted.
But, you know, one of the things I think in the gimbal video, the way the craft that we worked on.
The Royal Flush Gang's rooftop in Kingston has been taken over by the militia. I'll take it back.
Big flatness! Move! I'm going!
Hand on the wheels, but when he wants to
Uploading virus now.
wants to go and takes off. And the gimbal video, you can see the craft do the roll maneuver, and it's really interesting. It behaves exactly like the crafts that I worked on.
So much like we have different shaped aircrafts and fighter jets and cars, they probably
Tank's on the move, sir. Good luck.
objects.
Batman spotted in Otisburg!
They all have the same.
They're also
Direct hit on a Rattler! Bomb it down! Drone feed offline. Hit back! Target hit a drone. Armor still intact.
Well, the only reason
Rattler's been hit. Strikes on multiple friendlies. Confirmed strike on target. We lost one, sir. He's making you look like a fool. Batman's taken out a drone. He's hitting us hard.
Its payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
Assuredly done, sir. As ever.
You're not taking any more from me, Batman. Next time, you'll die trying.
I would.
Is that a living thing in terms of like a biological thing, or are they some sort of an artificially created creature?
The Royal Flush Gang's rooftop in Kingston has been taken over by the militia. I'll take it back.
First an army turns up, then giant planes burst out of nowhere. Gotham would be easy pickings tonight.
Nice driving, idiot. He's right there. Just go. You wanna take the wheel?
Scarecrow's made Poison Ivy a priority target. Where's the bat hidden her?
I'm not fixing the gun again. Someone else do it.
All these different forces aren't necessary.
Evaluated the path, all these different.
A clean shot to the head, Batman. That's all it'll take.
Our talk about flying saucer, right? But if you look back in history, people have always reported the weirdest.
There's a well-protected watchtower in the south of Miyagani Island. I need to plan my attack.
by our technological progression. Violence.
He's gone. I say again, Batman is gone.
One day, some sort of artificial. Marshall McLuhan's daughter is sex.
Turn off the gun.
That quote is always. What are we? Concept. Master cards. More residents.
Counter this one, freak.
Come on, hit me. Say, well, what does this species do? Well, they make things better every year. Beehives are the same fucking thing that you see 10 years ago.
I
You buy, see a beehive, it's amazing, it's cool, but they're the same fucking thing. They figured out how to do it, they make a beehive. We don't do that. We make better things.
What would you
constantly?
And at some point, I think that technology is going to fuse with us.
Yes.
And we're going to become.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk talked about it on my podcast that we are cyborgs. You just carry it in your pocket. It's a phone. It answers any question you want. You could talk to it. It'll give you the answers instantaneously. It navigates you. It has all your phone numbers. It has all your contacts. You can get a hold of people. People are listening to you through it. It's connecting us in ways that we do voluntarily.
Haptics.
It's also getting on your wrist. How many people have iWatches or Apple Watches?
Well, right, and that's only because we can't.
No way a giant wheel stopped the cloudburst. No way. Even if it is freaking invincible.
If you were a hyper-intelligent, would you do the work yourself, or would you create some cool things called like would you create cybernetic organisms to come in?
If Scarecrow detonates that cloudburst, he better give us a heads up.
Right? You'd probably create
I'm asking. Well, I don't think it's necessarily that. You could look at it that way. That is the way it's experienced. I would look at it as like this obvious progression. Biological progression.
That's not supposed to happen, is it? You can't hit me down, Bat. Try and hurt me down. Pathetic. Come on, man, get back up. Take your best shot. Got one left. Take him down. Break my arm down, Batman.
Just wait without somebody showing them how to build a world.
Now these two would not train, right? The wild array do that. There's a wild array.
Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Well, there's
Plenty of tanks still driving around.
Biologists that believe that monkeys and chimps and some of the great apes are moving into this world. Currently into this world. Like, they're not staying what they were 1,000 years ago. They're actively using tools and they're experimenting with different ways of using tools.
I wonder who the Trejo, Ivy or the Bat.
Why else? Why the fuck would we work so hard? I was driving to LA this morning. I had to
Get to sharing these rooftops, Dark Knight. We're a permanent fixture.
It's just everywhere you go, people. And also, I'm in a Tesla, so I have it on autopilot. So I'm there sitting, I'm listening to a podcast. I barely have my hand on the wheel. I'm not touching shit.
I won't let the militia watchtowers keep control of the sky. Time to hunt them down.
Yeah, it's so much less stress, by the way, to do it that way. Right. So it encourages you to innovate. It encourages you to embrace this new technology. I got this giant...
We have an APC's location, sir. Just 3 more of the militia's top men to put behind bars.
Podcast I pulled that podcast, which came out today out of the fucking sky. Just driving on my way to work.
Saw some dudes hitting up a bank earlier. Might find some civvy clothes and join them.
Probably something like that.
Another lieutenant gone. There can't be many left.
Without intellect, craft, and engineer, and manifest these creations, you just have access to them because you have paper, or you have Bitcoin, or you have whatever the fuck you're using a credit card. Now you have almost no responsibility. You could just flippantly use these things, which is why
Fireflies attacked the Otisburg fire station. He won't get away this time.
we haven't had to earn responsibility. We haven't had to earn it.
You see what that thing does to
Ungodly amounts of time and effort to have.
Put your foot down!
Profit. Well, what's the reason for profit? Well, why are you doing this?
Offense all the way to the thing.
Yeah, why the fuck do we need oil? Why do we need
Two faces hitting legs.
Power to the fire suppression system has been cut. I need
to a very small area where no one grows anything. This is what LA is. LA is 20 million people with hard surfaces. Hard surfaces. No, that's the fucking Earth coming back.
You playing with fire, Batman?
It's over, Firefly.
Never. Gotham burns. Then you burn with it.
No one's growing anything. Lots to work. Everyone's up early.
Extinguish me again.
Progress. Make that work. Buy more things. The Apple, where's his fucking phone? Your phone isn't good around here. Your phone's 10 years. Your phone's like, I'll roast you alive. Look at it's all gone here. That hasn't years.
I'll turn you to ash. You're all mine. Feel the heat.
We have the ability to calculate and manipulate our world and our environment that makes us wholly unique. On top of that, with existential angst and fear. So
a militia checkpoint stationed near Perdition Bridge. Not anymore.
There's no half measures with these soldiers, Master Bruce. They're equipped with firearms and sentry gun placements.
1,000 miles an hour. One day, that switch.
Command just sent out a dossier on the medic known as Poison Ivy. Get reading. That's rather important.
More likely, it's probably these are that you're.
I'm not observing them, but yeah.
Someone's observing.
Are you implying that they're us?
Command is gonna work on every job. Should make things
What
easier.
happens when things go. It's not us, just like we're not Muslims, right? I'm not a
They're from here.
No, but this is what happens all over the universe,
Yes,
right?
yeah, totally.
This is what happened. Here's the thing. I went to see Brian Cox's. He has this amazing live show. Robin
The plan's not an immediate threat. Tonight said we need to track Batman. He's the priority.
High resolution depictions of the cosmos. Blind thing has this large scale all the individual galaxies in the universe, and it just keeps moving through all these galaxies. Relative uniformity.
Time to find the commander and shut this place down.
That form, in terms of like the distance between the galaxies, so many galaxies, it's so similar. It might vary slightly, and that slightly might be hundreds of ways of likeness, right? But there's there's so much uniformity. Why would we not assume that that uniformity exists pretty much everywhere, and that all these things that you're seeing that are so simple, binary star systems,
I taught you how to beat him, so beat him!
some speculation that Earth that's one of the things about that object that they find outside the Kuiper Belt that they think is 10 times larger than Earth. They think it might have been at one point in time a star. But this uniformity that you see, why wouldn't we...
Bruce, I've got a present for you. I've located one of Penguin's trucks at the rear of the movie studios.
The truck to follow. A weapons cache for us to destroy. Thanks, Nightwing.
Jeez, he's coming after us! Oh God, what's he doing? What's he doing?
They'll see me if I try and follow the truck in the Batmobile.
There was talk of weapons systems for different projects. I'll lay out project side things.
I'll tell you when it happens. So far, he's given everyone the slip.
I don't think we're not talking about.
Doesn't make any sense. Tanks, drones, heavy weapons. It's
No one's invincible. I used to say the same thing about Joker, and look what happened to him.
Who's out there?
Oh, crap. Again, where there's just small briefings that I've read.
Oh, God, Batman.
Again, I don't really like to talk about those because I don't know.
I'm in favor that what he saw might have been a time violation.
Well, it could be, because gravity affects space-time. I'm sure you've heard of that. And,
you want to see the bat?
you know, what Commander Faber saw as he was in the...
You think we lost him?
He described it as a ping pong ball in a cup and shaking it back. Proving that,
Good until you
obviously, it was
Why am I hearing your bloody voice?
But,
what now? Why are you so sodding useless?
Sorry, boss.
Oh, that's all right then. Apology accepted.
Really?
No, not really. He's already got 2 of our caches. If he gets number 3, your family jewels are coming off. Now lose them.
It's clear. I think we lost him.
Thank God. Get a move on before he finds us again.
Taking us to the drop-off, right? Sure am. We might not get another chance. I told you I could shake him.
So much for the bat. You never had a chance.
It's like I said, the bat's lost his touch. We got nothing to worry about.
Oh, they radar about in the 60s.
That could have been
Cycles. That's cycles.
Yeah, it doesn't the point is that's well documented. So that's
Man, just give me something to shoot.
there's no wire at all.
What the hell? Stick me out here.
Simple electromagnetic. Yeah, I can do this. Simple electromagnetic.
Man of my town shouldn't be stuck on guard duty.
Meter.
Bored out of my friggin' skull.
Car right over me. trying to chill him out. You know, we're talking about Tesla and how he how it all went down. So it's funny bringing it up.
Penguin has a stockpile of arms near the fish market in Drescher. Same drill as before, Dick.
You got it.
Just give me something to shoot. Man of my talent shouldn't be stuck on guard duty.
Yeah, it would have stopped us dead. We'd have.
Yeah.
It'd be great. You
Bobby,
could put lighters on.
I'm good.
From all over the place with no wires, but it would stop modern electronics.
Hey.
Like, cool, anti-gravity's pretty awesome.
I need to find a way into the vault room. It'll be here somewhere.
We imagine what this brings must have been like. God, just to be able to see something. Like, I mean, obviously we've seen it in different life forms, right? Like we see the life of certain beetles in comparison to the life of certain fish. Very, very different existence, very different life cycle. Yeah. We see all these different variables in terms of biological entities on Earth, but we don't see it in terms of technological innovations. We're the only one intelligent that can innovate. We have intelligent creatures in the ocean. The only other thing we're like that is
What are we doing here, man?
We guard the merch. I was being rhetorical. You've been sleeping with it.
Don't know when they're beat. You're staying down.
Keep them coming, Nightwing.
Here you go.
Come on, admit it, Bruce. You're having fun.
I won't be satisfied until I bring Penguin to
That was
justice.
a really unique.
Always work ready to kill in a party.
It's the only piece of craft that made absolute sense to me. I said, we can make that, and all that is a hatchling.
Was there any discussion about the materials that were used to make the craft?
I'm sure there was, but that was a metallurgy division. It had nothing to do with that.
So you never got a...
Not even the slightest briefing. I don't even know if it was metal or it was ceramic. Yeah, I think there's a fine line between the two.
Now, one of the things that's happened that has allowed people to speak was there's obviously been some sort of an effort to erase the past.
Yeah.
Some sort of an effort your education history, your employment history at Los Alamos. In fact, someone's got a list of directory.
I can imagine Penguin's not too happy with us right now.
And
We can only have a couple of these weapon caches left.
Keep looking. Let me know as soon as you find anything.
Of course. I wouldn't miss seeing the look on his face for the world.
What was that experience? I mean, of course, we're talking about the 80s, the 1990s, when people could get away with something.
Yeah, obviously there were a lot less record time computers at that time. It was still file cabinets and folders. Yeah, that was frightening. That was one of the first things
What
I
happened?
sort of. I think George Knapp was the first one that uncovered that. He saw my birth certificate disappear. He
disappeared.
Yeah, there was
no record.
Yeah, there was no record for that. There was no record.
His mom tells me about that. Like, it was frightening for her. He's got a real family, you know, he's a real person. It was frightening for her.
But if the Los Alamos thing really surprised me.
Firefly's targeting the city's fire
So
stations.
adamant that-
Find the smoke and I'll find him.
George went back and forth, you know,
I got the letters on the wall, yeah.
months. I mean, it was ridiculous. But fortunately, somebody.
Sir, I'm sending you the location of an APC. The malicious lieutenants are running scared. Don't let up now.
They were still able to archive. How bizarre this is.
Oh, I see that two-faced guy up close. Think you let me take a picture? Batman! He's got a freaking tank!
Batman's in pursuit. I need help. 714's on my position.
Hold on. Still taking fire! I'm taking damage! Man down! Life support unit still in play. Stop them, whatever it takes. Got another one. Just two of you left. You're on your own. You gotta take him out. I'm gonna lose him on the back street.
I'm actually trying to
Never catching me, Batman. Taking enemy fire.
How they work is like, I don't know, the most recent one was more recent than another country, but yeah, that technology was.
The malicious lieutenants are all but wiped out.
The technology 52 where they'd use him for Tonopah, one of the guys who will go on camera with me, he will do an interview with me. He was a technician for one of these. And he hated them because they were really bad. They always broke down and never...
Alfred, there's a large militia checkpoint operating next to the Aerotech building.
There won't be when you're finished with them, sir.
Get us out of here!
Well, that disappeared also. You know, that I've never done.
The hardest is when you go back. Everyone expects you to switch off, but you can't. I don't want to switch it off. Nothing beats this, man. The rush. I wish I could be like them.
No one
Normal life. That's not who I am.
Have they verified?
I couldn't do that. 9 to
No, I
5.
give Jeremy some.
Dying slow every day.
Yeah,
I want to
the
go out
reason
fighting.
I don't say this in public
I won't argue with
because
that.
every single time I mention
Try harder,
bad friend!
Well, it's Friday. Absolutely.
Right. It's also the fuel that.
Make yourself useful! You can't hurt
I want people to be there's a lot of things you should be seeing. From hard science.
I thought you were meant to be good!
The idea of skepticism, part of that is you're always looking. Some things aren't bullshit.
It's confirmation bias on the other end. You're just deciding to take a square thing and put it around for it no matter what.
And I find a lot of them to be lazy. A lot of them to be lazy thinkers. Because they're always putting it into that box instead of going, instead of separating their ego, they're trying
to be the best!
Like calling bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit, and I'm going to line up all these reasons why it's bullshit, and I'm going to ignore anything that might be contrary to that definition.
Yeah.
Every time I'm thinking I'm going to catch you, all of this process. Dr. Pando became the physicist Atlas and Alamos. He went on the record with me. Now, the other people I talked with, why won't they go on the record with me? Because they're still working there. So that's the difference, right? What can the public have, right?
Or even if they're not working there, they want to live their lives. Why? I mean, obviously, people have seen what's happened to you.
Mike Thigpen, after 30 years.
Yeah, really, if you look at all the information on, concerning my accounts, that's verifiable, it can't possibly be a bullshit story anymore. It's really way past that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was
Mike Thigpen is. I mean, how could I possibly know?
So Mike Thigpen was the guy that did the security clearances to go to the base. One of the guys that was.
And this is the guy that you work with.
He said he did.
Right.
And George Knapp, George didn't believe him. George put him through 4 polygraph tests, right? He tried to see, man, this is a big risk. It sounds interesting, but let's see if he's telling the truth. One of the things was, Bob said there was a guy named Mike Thigpen. He did security clearances for the base, and that's a weird name. It's a very specific. For 30 years, George found this guy in this weird department that he didn't even know it was Mike Thigpen. The guy wouldn't talk to me, ghosted him, totally ghosted him for 30 years. Used Facebook and Google image match through his children. I was able to find him after 30 years, and I talked to him 3 times on the phone. He lives on the East Coast. He almost went on camera with me, confirmed that he did security clearances for the base in 1989, confirmed he remembers Bob Lazar, and what you don't know is there's a handwritten note that a friend of yours has from Mike.
What?
I know, I'm going to give it to you later. But that is real. That is actual. So
a handwritten note that says what?
Like
this is new to me.
So when
they do security clearances, they go through all your friends and family.
And they go to your friends and family,
yeah.
So this is to Bob, and I had people come to me for a friend of mine that's serving, and they're doing a security clearance for him, and even though I'm like the UFO guy, they did, the FBI will come and visit my house and make sure that they talk about my friend, and they lift a little card, and when my wife told them to get away, because she didn't know who they were, they left a little card. It's super cute now. Back then it was a handwritten note. His friend has it for him that you haven't seen in
oh my God,
2 decades. So if you're listening,
how come you're telling me this now?
I don't know why.
What is this card?
It's just a little handwritten note with Mike Thigpen's signature.
A card like a postcard.
A piece of paper that he left on the floor saying when Bob gets back or whatever it says on it. So it's just another little funny thing. I found the guy. He does the security clearances. He admitted to me he did it, and he admitted to me he was dodging George Knapp because when George said his name on the news, he dropped his fork into his steak or into his potatoes or whatever, and he's looking at his wife. He was in trouble. His name's never supposed to be out there like this. Just a security clearance guy. You don't want national attention associated with anything Bob has to say. But anyway, this unique name Bob said for 30 years, and the guy ghosted George Knapp. George could prove he existed. He actually talked to me, man. He talked to me 3 times. He almost went on camera with me. It's just crazy. What happens after 30 years? You just get more info.
Well, that's one of the reasons why when you and me and Jeremy and George Knapp had that conversation on the phone, I said, I think what we can do with this podcast is important. I really do. I think it's important for hear this from you in a very clear, just very concise way. And if you examine all the information that you've said today, if you look at all the things that the detractors have said, if you look at all of the new recent evidence that's coming out, and all these really high-level people in the military and the government that are discussing this, it gives you far more credibility than you would have had in the 1980s when this came out.
Fuck yes, you can't
Different
ignore his
world.
story because you don't like it anymore.
That's why I thought it was important that you come out and refresh the world's memory and let people know. And like I said, I don't want to say I'm a fan of yours, but I guess I'm a fan of yours. As a human being, I'm a fan of yours. But I've been following you for decades. I've been following the story for decades. I mean, I have VHS tapes.
Wow, like a lot of the world has?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, anybody that has any sort of a vested interest or just a fascination with UFOs has followed your story because there's no one else. There's no one else that comes forward. There's some guy who said, I worked underground with the aliens, they shot my hand off. Like, there's a bunch of like wacky dudes. They're underground, there's bases, they're shooting lasers through the Earth's crust and they move them at light speed. There's a lot of those guys. They seem schizophrenic, they seem crazy, they might even be disinformation. There might be people that are designed to muddy the waters, which for sure has happened